Hi, this is Dave Shapton from RedShark, and I'm delighted to have Michael Ball, who is a Signiant Media Shuttle user. And we're going to talk about how really quite ordinary production companies can make use of this incredible IT technology to communicate and exchange media with their clients. Michael, thanks very much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
First thing I wanted to cover was the notion that this software as a service, this IT stuff, is really hard to use and is really just for the really big companies who have their own IT departments. And yet, you know, you're a busy, successful company, and yet you're using this, and it's actually transformed the way you work. Can we just talk a little bit about that?
You know, we had an FTP long time ago, before it was even very popular to use or fast enough to accept media. But that IT backbone that we instilled very long time ago has continued to serve us very well. It opens up the doors to be able to work outside of your city, outside of your facility. It broadens your client base to be able to reach international, other domestic areas, other cities. When folks call you up and they say, "Oh, we need to shoot something. We're going to fly in." You know, our production staff is able to say, "No problem. We'll have it to you by the end of the day." Like we're right down the street. You know, we can go film, send it to LA, send it to New York, send it to Brazil. Wherever the media needs to go, we're able to get it there like we're right next to them. Sometimes they'll come in and say, "Hey, we have to shoot something. We have a premiere event going on for a studio or whatnot." And they'll come in, producer will shoot, edit, and it'll be up in the morning, social media and EPKs out, like we're right there within the studio. You know, that used to be very difficult. That used to require a team of IT people that you had to have on staff that was managing this 24/7, especially when you had, you know, shoots that went to midnight, editors working through the night into the morning. You know, you always had to have that kind of IT person on staff and ready just for one media send, which is crazy, you know? With technology and leaning on some of that technology that's out there, like the Media Shuttle and Signiant, you have an on-site 24/7 staff because that's your vendor. So your IT needs kind of shrink. They shrink down because now you can let the creative people do what they need to do creatively and rely on your vendors and your infrastructure to be able to, you know, have that IT need taken care of.
And of course, what Signiant do, apart from providing, as you say, that outsourced IT department, is their technology can accelerate these file transfers, because there's still a lot of people who are struggling with broadband. I mean, let's be honest, you need to have a reasonable internet connection for this to work. But whatever kind of connection you've got, because of the way the software works, it's not like the old days of FTP, where it was incredibly clunky, unreliable, the software was unfriendly. It's really quite a slick experience now.
Yeah, the user interface is the first thing. Is the first thing that we look at when dealing with clients that are IT or media savvy or not IT media savvy. So, yeah, you're looking at it on both sides. You're looking at it as what is my IT department in my facility, and what are the IT departments or what are the facilities that I'm sending it to. So you hit it right on the head there. That it's easier for us to also send it to somebody who we don't have to ask, who do you have on site, who's there, who's ready to receive this, because, you know, the user interface that we have on the Media Shuttle is something that is very intuitive, is something that most people that are sitting on a computer are used to. It's integrated into their computer knowledge, where they get the link, they need to download it, they click the button, and it's good to go. The internet speeds, we here have a very fast internet. You know, we have a gig pipe coming in, and we're normally doing a lot of different moves all at once, transferring a lot of media within the month. But when it comes to having to ask that question on the other end, what's your speed? It used to be, you know, with FTP and other technologies, it didn't even matter what their speed was, because they were only going to get it as slow as it was going to come. Nowadays, you can ask even people at home have 20, 30, 40, 50 right? And you could just ask, hey, what do you have there? And they say, oh, I got 30, and you say, great, we'll be able to use all of that. And more, it'll get there fast. You don't have to worry about having to wait, having to sit around, having to make sure that they've downloaded it, having to make sure that everything has been delivered. I get notifications. I know when they're downloading it. I can time, my day and when I can let the editors, go for the night based on just watching the screen and saying, okay, they got it, shoot an email out, you guys got it? Yep, everything's good. And it's not this 4 or 5 hour ordeal. It's really fast.
And of course, one of the things that you lose when you move to a file-based economy, if you like, is that you lose that tactile nature of exchanging media, where you could write the name of the production on a tape reel or even a film reel. But in some ways you get that back with the Signiant software, because you can brand your interface with your company details. So if you send somebody a file, they will receive it via a portal that has all of your details.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, as we kind of moved from tape or film cans to media workflows, all of our tapes had a label on it. On that label, we had our information, our phone number, our website, our contact information. All that stuff was there. On film cans, same thing. You had your reports, and everything was laid out, and you knew who it was coming from. You knew who did that production. You knew who did that post-production for you. So when you were back in Miami, or you needed to pick something up in the Caribbean, or you needed to get somebody down to Latin America to do something, you knew who to call. You said, these guys did Accord Productions, check out that tape label. That's who did it last time. We have to interview that guy again, or we have something else that we need to do down in Miami, or who did such a great job on that production. They were able to pick up that tape and find out, even if it wasn't a business card that you dropped off. They always had that media in hand. They'd go on the shelf, pull it down, and they'd be able to find out who it was. In sending media through non-branded file transfer systems, you're anonymous. You're just the person who shot it, and they have to hunt down 4 people in line, or call up that freelance producer, or call up that production manager to find out who they hired, who did such a good job, who was that. We don't know. Now, when you send something through Media Shuttle with your branding, they get the notification. They have your email address. They have your phone number, and you can brand your page with whatever you want. So you can let them know other services that you have in branding even. So say somebody did some post-production with you, did a little bit of editing, you shot the file out to them, no problems, and then they said, oh, these guys did a good job. But what else do they do? Well, you can list that, you do production, digital services, post-production. You open up a sort of envelope to let people know that this is what we did for you. We did a great job on it, but this is what we can also provide. And that without that branding, that wouldn't exist. That wouldn't be possible.
So in other words, the data and the metadata always follows the media. It's never going to get disassociated. So in a sense, it imposes an organization on your client. And I also understand that you can send complex folder structures as well. So if, for example, you're delivering the content of a memory card, it will keep the internal file system, file structure intact. So, if a client received some files, they're going to have it in the same system of folders as you will have back at your office.
Exactly. That works out for production. That is a very useful tool. For production, when you shoot raw media and you send raw media, you need to send that folder structure over so the edit system can access all the metadata, put the clips together, and they can work with raw media. Say goodbye to zipping things and compression on folders, that takes more time than it takes to send it, to keep your folder structure down. Say goodbye to loading something up thinking that it is in a folder structure only to find out that it's been zipped or it can't take it. You put your folder on there, raw media, day one, cam A, cam B, cam C, everything that your DIT lays out on production is sent to the client exactly as it is. So there's no confusion. Somebody calls me up, says, hey, we got the media, we're looking at cam B, we really like this. you can go right on your computer like you're there, go to CAN-B, go to that exact folder structure, and there's no question of where it is or how it's sent. You have a mirror there of what you have in your office. And it also helps when sending post-production, when you're doing files or naming, or say you have a bunch of different folder structures you want to lay out. This is scene 4A, this is scene 4B, these are selects from it. It allows you to communicate through folder and file structure, which is indispensable.
Now, you don't just send files with Media Shuttle, you can receive them as well. You've got a submit portal where people can submit material to you. Can you just talk a little bit about how that works?
Sure. For the Media Shuttle, we have three ways that we use it. We use the send, we use the submit, and we use the share. Sending is a lot like receiving an email. You receive a link, you click the link, you download everything, folder structure stays intact. It's very simple, very easy to use. We have submit because we have a channel called the Beach Channel. So we take from advertisers, advertisements, we take programs from Russia, we take programs from Latin America. So when people want to submit their media to our channel, they use the submit. They log on, load up their files, load up their shows, load up their advertisements. Our producer here gets notification, our IT department gets notification, and our programmers get notification. So it's very easy for people to send you media. Everyone's doing the same portal, the same thing each time. You don't have to chase down 1,000 different places to get somebody's commercial from. For the submit function, we have a small channel, but we act as a big channel. So with that, we're able to say, here's the link, go ahead and send it to us. We can accept it, we can put it in watch folders, we can automatically transcode it. It opens up a workflow and a door for a smaller channel to act like a bigger channel. And when dealing with advertising companies, it helps because that's what they're used to, so that's what you have for them. It works very well. And for the share, we share media all the time. That's a lot like if I work with you on a daily basis and we're constantly sending movies, shows, programs back and forth, I can set up a private, secure portal, say with a network where I'm receiving shows that I may be dubbing in Latin American Spanish, or I may be editing to time. I can receive those programs monthly, and they just go to the same exact location, load it up, and our editors have it ready to go in the drive that they need.
Okay, Michael, that's fantastic. Thanks ever so much for telling us how you use Signiant Media Shuttle in real life. And I think you've opened up a real window on how the majority of production companies could make use of this technology. And it's not scary, it's not difficult, and it's not expensive. It's become an intrinsic part of your business.
Yeah, it allows a smaller or medium-sized production company to act and work much larger than it is, with workflow, with design, with branding, and with ease. So you're able to take on more and not have to be a very large company to handle it, because you have this technology and you have the workflow in place to be able to handle most of the heavy lifting for you.
Okay, Michael, thanks ever so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.